Good afternoon, good Monday morning. You're watching LNA Now with Barry and Jenny. I am Jenny Nagel, and I am semi-flying solo today. My counterpart is on the West Coast traveling, which is why I said good morning. It's really 2 o'clock Eastern time. I'm here with one of our favorite device manufacturers, Elizabeth Camacho from DermaJEM. How are you, my dear?
I'm great, Jenny. How are you?
I am fantastic this Monday morning. We're like in the depths of summer school. We're in the depths of summer. We're in the depths of education. It has been such a jam-packed July. How
Oh
has your
man,
summer been?
my summer, I just literally last night got back from a trip to Disney World with my child.
Now,
So
how many times has she been?
I was in the hottest, most magical place on earth. So I mean, we were reapplying, we were sun hats and UPF covers, tons and tons and tons of water. Yeah, it
It's no
was
joke.
quite an experience, but my daughter enjoyed it. It was her birthday, so I have a little Leo baby, so I have to you
We love
know,
a Leo around here. We love a
she's a
Leo around here.
firecracker. She's actually here in the office with me today. So
Summer,
if she
school's
pops
out.
in, guys, I can't say anything about it. It is what it is.
I have to tell you, Liz, so you are in Florida. I was down in Florida a couple weeks ago and in Orlando, actually, right down the
Yeah.
street from Disney. And that heat is a completely different kind of heat than, they always say it's a dry heat, it's a this heat. I was like parched, fried. You couldn't even be out in it. I couldn't wait to get back to the hotel every night and like do some sort of treatment on my face because I just
Mhm.
felt completely depleted. So
Correct.
extra care and caution during this time of the
Yeah,
year.
I mean, I had a pack of the mad platinum masks with me. I knew what I was going for. I mean, I live in Florida, so I'm very aware of how intense it is. I don't go outside that much. Like
No,
in this summertime, no,
no,
we don't do that.
no.
Like that's not for me. Okay. That's not the life I want to live. But I knew what I was getting myself into. And it was a family trip. We were like 9 people. My daughter's her birthday, and we had a
And
magical time. It wasn't that
you
we
are
didn't
in
have a
it.
magical time. It was just extremely hot. And I knew what I was in for. And but it was suffocating, like just like
Yeah.
suffocating. That's the best thing
Yeah.
I can tell. And my daughter actually, believe it or not, got a little sick from the heat. And she's a Florida baby, and we have a pool and we go outside all the time. But she got sick from the heat. Like she
Heat.
got a fever. She got a little bit of a sun thing from, yeah, it was
Oh
bad.
my, I believe
She's
it.
okay now though, so it's fine. It was just
Oh God.
dehydrated. She had a little, yeah, it was a little not so great, but it's
So
okay.
this is the best segue into the conversation about differing states. So we all obviously have differing temperatures throughout the year. We also all have different regulations.
Don't we love that?
I mean, I
I
have
hate
this.
it so much with all my heart.
So I
Like,
was licensed originally in Denver. So I had my Colorado license, and being young and 16 at the time of being licensed, I'm like, this is great. So then when I started moving frequently over the course of the next 20 years, every time I'd move, I'd have to get a new license. And
mhm.
depending on the state would determine if I had to take the
More
practical or
classes, more
written
hours.
hours.
Yeah.
And luckily, I was actually one of the states with the highest amount of hours, which is semi-frightening, being only 600. Um, but to say like we have
I
to
think it's like 300 here in Florida. So just saying. Sorry, go back to what you're saying.
it might even be less. If we have any Florida pros
Yeah.
in the
If we
audience, but
do, put it in the chat, guys. It's been a long
confirm.
time since I did. So
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
like
know.
I think to get my license there, I just had to take a bloodborne pathogen type class.
Yes.
So that's one of the most frustrating things is like when you move, you have to understand what you're allowed to do in every single one of these
Mhm.
states. And it can be pretty shocking when you can
Yeah.
literally cross a bridge and all of a sudden you're no longer allowed to do certain modalities. So it's frustrating, right?
Or you wake up and all of a sudden you can't do certain modalities, because that happens all the time too. You know, it is a source of eternal frustration, not just for us, but for our audience, you know, and I think it's changing so fast and so like abruptly too. Like there usually is no explanation. Sometimes
No.
these boards don't like there, and there's also even a really, there's no way for you to kind of say, wait, that doesn't make any sense. You know,
And to
like
chime in, and from a professional's perspective,
yeah,
it's just, and a lot of the times these boards are people that aren't
that
heavily
don't know what they're doing. That
in
you
the
ask
industry.
them. Here's the best part, and I'm sorry if anybody here is on a state board. You know, I'm sorry, but I'm going to say this, okay? Because someone has to say it, and I'm a loudmouth, so why wouldn't it be me? Okay. These state boards, you call them to ask them, can I do IPL? Can I do radio frequency? Is it within the scope of my license? You make the rules, so tell me, right? And go through, they say, maybe.
Or
What does that
read,
do?
read the guidelines.
Read it. Read the thing. You mean the thing that you made up?
You wrote?
It is like, I have never, and I'm sure there are lots of competent people that work in state boards, but the people that we have come across and the people that my clients have come across are usually not the most competent. And it is the most frustrating thing, especially as a business owner, which is what the majority of us are. We're business owners. And most of these women, because we serve the majority of women, most of these women are not trying to get rich. They're just trying to live.
Yes.
Right? They're
And
just trying to make
business.
money so
like,
they can feed their families and
yes.
go on vacation and enjoy their lives and pay for their daughter's dance class or their son's baseball or soccer or basketball, like Jack.
Exactly. And we're not
so
trying
it's
to
just so
exploit
frustrating.
anything.
It's frustrating for us. I mean, there are things I understand, right? Like there are things I understand need to be like managed, right? But there are things I do not understand. And I can tell you this, and I'm looking at it from a scientific perspective, looking at what a lot of these modalities do in the skin, the possibility of having issues, the possibility of hurting a client. There are things that are taken away from estheticians that for me are absurd. Like stuff you can do in your house, you can't do as a licensed, trained esthetician. I understand when a board says you have to have certification. I understand when a board says that you need extra hours to perform this service. That I 100% understand because I believe in people educating themselves. And it is scary when knowing what you can do with certain modalities to somebody's body and somebody's face if you don't know what you're doing. But if you have the proper training, there's absolutely a safe way to do things. And a doctor is not always the only solution. So yeah, it's tough. It's tough as an esthetician here in the US because they're just, I wish there was also just one board, like for massage, one board.
One standard, one level, one amount of hours, one set of credentialing. I could not agree with you more. I mean, we can't be the only ones chiming in on this. You know, I do want to give a little shout out to Suzanne Schmaling of the Aesthetic Council.
Love Suzanne. She's always there. She's always trying to help estheticians understand, fighting for our rights and doing if you don't know Suzanne, please find out who she is. She is someone you should know.
You guys connect with her, look up the Aesthetic Council. She doesn't focus on one state. I mean, she will talk about regulations that are changing all over the nation. So be sure to connect and find her online because it's just something that, you know, unfortunately we have to stay on top of changing regulations all the time. And so you can be kind of ahead of it with the Aesthetic Council.
The most frustrating part for me is we get asked by clients, like, can we do this in my state? And it's almost dangerous at this point for us to say yes or no. So I always say, listen, I wish I could tell you what you could do here in Florida, But I don't know what you could do in Pennsylvania, in New York, in Michigan, and wherever, right?
California.
So
Mhm.
I always say, call the state board, tell them what it is that you want to purchase or what device it is that you want to purchase, talk to them about the modalities, and make sure it's within your scope of practice before you make any investment.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Heidi just chimed in, and she said the regulations can't keep up with the technology. That's exactly spot on, Heidi. So many
can
things.
I tell you something that I learned about state boards that I didn't know? They are consumer protection agencies.
Really?
They are. So they operate on complaints. So that is why everything is always backwards. So they make rules
here.
after there are problems.
Mm-hmm.
They don't make rules when there aren't any problems. So
learn something new
the more
every
you know,
day.
right?
The more you know from a device manufacturer. This is why we are here today, you guys. So I'm so excited because a few weeks, months, I don't know, time is flying at this point. We saw the brand new launch from DermaJEM, and this device has 4 modalities that everyone can
everybody,
no one
every
needs to question.
all 50 states so far.
Today, as of today. And you guys, the best part about this is with the DermaJEM devices, not only do they have protocols with a ton of the skincare brands on the market, but it will show you, Elizabeth today will show you how you can play with these protocols and play with these modalities to make them more intense. I don't want to use the word aggressive, but just to amplify the results. So, girl, I'm ready to dive into this.
Listen, by the way, based on aggressive, I joke with the people that I like, I don't see clients anymore, but I do treatments here when we need models or when we're doing like case studies and stuff like that. So I always joke with my people, and I'm like, I'm the aggressive esthetician, just so y'all know. And that's me. I do not recommend it for people who don't know what they're doing and for new skin. But when I know the skin, like the things I have done to my poor husband.
Oh, Johnny, but look at him.
Poor Johnny. But he loves it. Listen, the last time I gave him a facial a couple of weeks ago, I posted it. It was Lyra with jet plasma and hydro, and his skin was just beyond. And by the way, I know this is off topic. I'm sorry, but I can't help but say this. I posted it on my personal page along with my professional page. And on my personal page, I have never had so many men be like, can I be the next model? Can you do this to me? I didn't know we could do this. I didn't know you did it for men. That's a topic for another day, guys.
That is,
but I'm just saying,
other
untapped market right there. Okay.
You guys go look at this reel. It's actually pinned to the top of the Lip Gloss and Aftershave Instagram landing page. So go look at it. Go watch this treatment on Johnny. He looks just glorious.
I mean, night and day. Like I got rid of months of his oily skin, honey. And that waist jar afterwards, oh, so good.
Did you also do scalp on him that same day, or it was just?
I didn't do it that same day. I actually did scalp on my sister-in-law not too long ago. She had her hair colored about 2 weeks prior. She still had some buildup from the hair color on her scalp. Yeah. And all of it came out in the waist jar. The waist jar was like brown on top of the debris, cellular debris, and all the stuff we took out. It was amazing. So lots of good things.
Man, oh man.
I'm so excited. Well, I'm really excited to share this with you guys. Should I go ahead and get going, Jenny?
Dive in. All right, and I'll turn my camera off so you can stay focused and not be distracted by my face.
By your beauty.
But I will chime in if you've got questions. I know you're so good at managing this on a regular basis, but just
I will try my best. But if you do, Jenny, if there are questions, please feel free to let me know. Sometimes I miss them, especially when I used to have 2 screens and now I only have 1. So
you got it.
All right. So today we are here to talk about the DermaJEM Element Pro skincare system. Now, this is as per lip gloss and aftershave. It is the California dream machine. Why? Because we know how hard it is for you estheticians out in California to be able to offer advanced services without a medical director. And that's just not necessary. We can do a lot to the skin, and this device is something that any esthetician in all 50 US states is within their scope of practice, okay? So I'm really excited to show this to you guys. I can tell you we launched this device. This is my best day of my life. That's why my hair looks good. My hair doesn't look like this now. You know, I looked beautiful that day. So we are a woman-owned business. So I am the founder and CEO of DermaJEM. We do have partners, and my passion is to help you all as business owners, as women, to have a high client experience without having to give your life and your business away to a device company by paying the equivalent of a down payment on a house for a device, okay? We have great devices that will give you a great warranty and will give you great service without you having to have that kind of expense. That way you get back to profits, and we're gonna talk a lot about profits today. You get back to being focused on profits and growing your business than worried about making a payment. It is the saddest thing sometimes in these forums. I see people having to close their businesses due to very, very high monthly payments. So, and you know, not to talk about any other company because I don't really believe in that, but you just have to be really, really wise where you put your money when we're talking about business. And you got to make sure that you have the clientele to do these services, especially when you're going to be you know, like offering services that are services from a device that's $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. Okay. So we do offer a 30-month warranty on all of our devices, so you can be confident with your purchase. We offer access to DermaJEM University, which is our online educational platform that gives you just a basic overview of your device, treatment protocols, and everything else. Then after you go through DermaJEM University, then you go through a complimentary one-on-one live training. So that is live either via Zoom, or you're welcome to come to our office here in Fort Lauderdale, and we can do a one-on-one live training, either via Zoom with our trainer, and of course, lifetime client support. You know, we're here to help you and assist you, and our goal here is to help you grow, because when you grow, we can grow with you. So let's talk about why hydro is one of the most popular treatments on the market, guys. Why do your clients all want this treatment? It's a skin resurfacing treatment. What is it, right? It's a skin resurfacing treatment that exfoliates dead skin cells and debris. With hydro, you're providing a dual exfoliation, combining physical and chemical exfoliations in one treatment. So the combination of that abrasive tip and that acid-based exfoliating solution, that is those two methods of exfoliation. Now, the aggressiveness of the treatment, or how deep the exfoliation of the treatment is going to be, is going to depend on what solution is used, what tip is selected, and how many passes are done on the skin, okay? Do not be fooled. And I say this now because I am tired of companies taking advantage of you guys, okay? A wet microdermabrasion is absolutely 100,000, like my daughter says, 10,000,000% not the same as a hydrodermabrasion. And your client will not see that long-term effect as like a hydrodermabrasion. I don't care what the influencer on Instagram says. Okay, guys, just letting you know. So how does it work? And if you want to know why, please feel free to ask. I'm happy to answer the question. So how does it work? Hydro combines both physical and chemical exfoliation to deeply cleanse and also hydrate the skin. So our serums, we do have our own line of hydro serums that are Ayurvedic based. They are meant for each particular skin type, and they also have supportive ingredients along with the exfoliating ingredients. They are high quality food grade ingredients. They're not organic, but they are as natural as we could make them and still be quite effective. The physical abrasion is going to depend on the tip selected and how many passes are done on the skin. And the chemical exfoliation is going to be done with the acid-based exfoliating solution that travels from the jar through the device and gets released through the tip At the same time, that gentle suction is pulling the solution through the skin, the tip, and through the device and into the waste jar. You cannot compare that kind of action of a serum being pushed in and suctioned out while the skin is lifted into the tip, as it's going to give you the same results as when you apply a hydro serum on the skin and glide a wand on top of it. That is quite shallow. It's not the same, guys. The skin is pulled into the tip and physically exfoliated by the spiral or diamond inside. And so that dual exfoliation that is happening, along with that significant lymphatic drainage, that lift of the tissue and release of the fascia, is going to increase that microcirculation, increase oxygenization in the skin. You're going to get fresh, new blood flow, lots of nutrients into that skin, and you're not going to get that. You're not going to get the same amount of that with a wet microdermabrasion. So why do clients love hydro? So clients love it because it shows instant gratification. We live in an instant gratification society, guys. We cannot, if we can't get somebody's attention within 3 seconds, they're gone, right? That's the Instagram, TikTok of it all, okay? That's how we live now. So when we provide services and when our client sees themselves in that mirror when we finish, the way the skin looks is important. Even though we know cellularly and deeper in the skin, we may be doing more than what the client can physically see immediately. That instant gratification is so necessary to get that client rebooked, get them to come back, get them to buy a package or pay for a more expensive service. So you have to make sure that the type of service that you're providing has long-term benefit and that instant gratification. So let's just talk quickly about some contraindications. And I'd like to mention these because it is important for you to know and for everyone that's offering the service to know. And obviously we go through these in depth in the manual that comes with our devices. So pustular acne, we cannot, you guys should know this, but you can spread and further irritate the skin and make it worse. So we're not doing that on active pustular acne. Rosacea, anything higher than a grade 2. Treatment can further irritate the skin condition and cause it to worsen. Now, if it is a mild form of rosacea and it is controlled, then we 100% can do the treatment. We just need to, one, adjust. We need to make adjustments in the serum that we use. We need to make adjustments in the tip that we use. And you also need to prepare that client to be pink for a longer period of time. So it may take them 24 to 48 hours for that redness to completely reduce back to normal. They may be more sensitive to the sun than your client that has more tolerant or resilient skin. Clients on Accutane, clients actively on Accutane are not candidates for treatment. Clients have to wait a minimum of 6 months post Accutane to be considered a candidate for treatment. Remember that. To be considered. It doesn't automatically make them a candidate for treatment. They need to be off of it for 6 months for them to be considered to be a candidate for treatment. And of course, a very detailed consultation and evaluation should be done by the provider to ensure the skin is not still compromised before offering treatment. Medically compromised skin, cancer, autoimmune diseases, uncontrolled diabetes, of course, a thorough evaluation should be done. And of course, we recommend getting approval from the doctor before having treatment. Having that letter of approval is going to help you be covered if anything were to go wrong. And of course, contagious skin infections, we don't want to further spread any bacteria and make any conditions any worse. All right. Why isn't it working? Okay. So why do estheticians love hydro? And particularly, why do estheticians love our DermaJEM devices? One, let's start with instant gratification again. Your clients are going to get that instant gratification immediately post-treatment, okay? Immediately means right now, okay? Clients want to glow. They want to look amazing. They want to see some change in their skin. The other thing that makes a big difference for estheticians is the fact that once a client tries the service, they generally don't want to go back to not having it with their service. Okay, so if they get a hydro treatment, they're going to want hydro to be in their facial every time they come get a facial from you. So that increases your cost per treatment and increases your per minute or per hour rate, which is something really important that we all should be paying attention to when we think about pricing our services. But that is another conversation for another day as well. So the waste jar, guys, if you've seen anything that I've done, the waste jar is the proof of the pudding. It is my favorite part of the treatment. It is my favorite part is showing my client what we got out of their skin. It is a great rebooking tool, especially when it's a client that sees you on a regular basis and it's their first time trying to service. And all of a sudden you can actually show them everything you got off their skin. It's a game changer. It really, there's nothing like visual proof. Clients are looking for this treatment. People have access to so much information nowadays. They have access to this and they want it. And if you don't have it, they're going to go get it somewhere else. And of course, the real key here is as a professional and thinking about monetizing this properly so that it makes you money and doesn't cost you money, it is effective on its own. So it's a great service to offer by itself. But the real beauty is when you are partnering it with other modalities together. That is why you will see us at DermaJEM have several different device options. So we do have 4 different device options. The hydro function on all of our devices is going to be the same. So our tips, I especially designed them for deeper lymphatic stimulation, to lift the tips off of the fascial layer, to allow for better lymphatic drainage, better removal of toxins, which is going to lead to lasting results, not just immediate results, but long-lasting results. Guys, scalp tips. There's only one other company that has scalp tips that fit on their hydro devices, and the device is not what this one costs. It's about 4 or 5 times what this costs. And scalp is something that we are talking about. It is a hot button subject. All of our clients want to know. All of our clients want to have a service. We're talking about it. If you miss this bus, you're going to be sorry about the scalp bus. You're going to be watching it pass you by. And in a year from now, when everyone is doing scalp treatments and you are not, you are going to be sad because you will have missed the bus on that. Our protocols. We have, if you guys haven't heard about the Platinum Miami Facial, find out. It is amazing, life-changing. I will show you some before and afters later. And of course, we have protocols with some of the leading brands in the industry, like Mad Skincare, like Sorella Apothecary. And we're working on a lot of other protocols. Currently, I have some really incredible and exciting things coming for 2025. We are so excited. It is going to be like mind-blowing for you guys. So I'm really excited about that.
Can I give a little sneak peek because you guys are promoting
tiny. Don't tell them everything.
Well, this one's been public. So you guys were just at a big educational event with Anna Lotan Pro.
Yes.
And who else was there?
Regenerate.
You guys, Anna Lotan Pro, I'm just going to throw them a little line here because that line.
Love them.
I mean,
and also their whole philosophy. There is nothing I love more than a brand that has a clear philosophy. And their philosophy is so different, so interesting, makes so much sense. And please find out about Anna Lotan.
You guys just have to. We've started working with them a couple months ago and fell in love. And when I saw DermaJEM, I was like, this combination could not be better. So you guys keep your eyes peeled because there's
we'll have that combination coming up very soon. Actually, very excited about that. All right. So again, the ability to use your own skincare line. So whether it's Anna Lotan, whether it's Mad Skincare, whether it's Sorella Apothecary, whatever skincare line you carry, you can use with our device. Now, what you don't want to do is put anything inside our device that's not one of our Mederi serums, okay? But we'll talk about that a little later. So options for sensitive skin. Our silicone tips changed the game, guys. Nobody else has silicone tips. And if you ask anybody who owns a DermaJEM device and who owns a HydroGem device, they're going to tell you about the silicone tip. That's all they're going to talk about, because it's a game changer. You can treat sensitive skin. You can layer modalities. You can do a lot of things with that silicone tip. We also have a diamond tip if you want to be like me and get aggressive. We also have an option that's in the middle for when we don't want to go so aggressive, okay? There's a low consumable cost because our tips are reusable, guys. Cost per treatment with our device is about $8, okay? We're not going to break your bank. We're not here for you not to make money and for you to be making $20 off of every treatment. That's absurd. 30-month warranty, best on the market. We came out with it and then everybody else followed. And of course, we have 4 different device options. The one that you see here is our regular Element. We do have the Element Pro, which just launched. We have the Aries and we have the Flow. So we are here to offer you whatever it is that you need. Now, the hydro function is going to be the same across all 4 devices. The difference is going to be in the additional modalities, or maybe you just want hydro by itself. We have that as well. And then we offer true hydrodermabrasion, guys, and a true upgrade to hydrodermabrasion. It is not the same as everybody else's. So don't be fooled by that wet microdermabrasion. That is the same. It's not. Yes, it costs a lot less to do it per treatment. Your client's also getting a lot less of a treatment. So if that's what you want to do, great. Then we're not the company for you. But I can tell you, if you're looking for the best hydro, you came to the right place. So the HydroGem treatment options, these are the tip options. We have double exfo and double light. So those are going to be the ones that you see there on the top left that have that diamond tip inside. They have, it's great for thicker, more tolerant skin, and it's not recommended for sensitive skin, of course. It's too aggressive, too intense. Ruffle Wave is your more traditional hydroplastic tip. It's great for normal skin, and it's a great tip for you to try on first-time hydro clients. Then you get the Spiral Deep tip, which is that soft silicone tip. It's perfect to offer the full treatment on sensitive skin, and then we also use that silicone tip every single time we do extractions in the T-zone. I do have clients that say, I use the silicone tip in every single of my treatments because that's the only thing I use to do extractions because it's so effective. So there you go. It's also great when you are going to be combining modalities like dermaplaning and other layers of exfoliation that we're going to do, like we do in the Platinum Myofascial. So, all right. Then we just launched, I'm so excited about this, our new HydroGem Scalp Renew tips. We have 2 sizes available. You're going to choose them based on the hair density. Denser hair types, smaller tips, less density to the hair, larger tips. It's a pronged spiral. So I don't know if you guys can see this. It's kind of hard to see because they're clear. By the way, we're launching them in purple soon, so be on the lookout. So they have these little prongs here, and they're much more shallow than our traditional hydro tips. They are incredible at exfoliating the scalp. We're exfoliating, we're stimulating, we're increasing circulation. So it's going to deeply exfoliate the scalp, but also bring, again, a lot of blood flow, nutrients, fresh, new hydration, hydration, but also just oxygen, nutrient rich blood supply to that area, which a lot of times is a cause of hair loss. And of course, they are disinfected and can be reused, just like our facial scalp tips. Okay. These tips also, side note, and I will be doing a webinar about this later on. These tips can be used on a male beard as well. So if you want to do those gentleman treatments like we were talking about in the beginning, these are incredible to do, especially when you have a longer beard. So you can part the beard the same way you would part the hair, and you can work on those longer, luscious gentleman's beards. Okay, that takes your gentleman's treatments to another level. You can also just offer this treatment for beards. You can offer a beard facial. We have a few comments in the chat.
Liz, first, I love that you just call it a beard troll because that just rolls up so lovely.
I mean, I don't know. I usually need time to think of names, guys.
We need to
I'll figure something out.
I
was about to
wanted
call it a bush facial, and I don't know if that's appropriate either.
I think I'm going for that one though. I don't know. I like that more than a beard troll. You made the comment about bringing the stimulation to the scalp, and you guys think
Yes.
about it. So your clients, your patients at home, a lot of them are using those handheld scalp massage brushes.
Yep.
That's the concept right here, is bringing that blood flow and stimulating everything here. So those are great for them to use at home in the shower when they're washing their hair and using their great hair care systems
Yes.
to support these scalp treatments. But that's the
Yes.
same thing. You want to keep that flowing up there just as much as you do on your face.
You do. And you'd be surprised how much the sensation of it, how it changes. Like, clients don't realize how like congested and clogged they are. And even without, let's say you don't have a scalp scope like we do, like that we can show them, which I'll show you in a little bit because it is game changing. But just the way their scalp feels, the way their hair feels, the volume they get in their hair, that immediately shows the client the difference. You know, so it is both the physical action, which just feels like little tiny hands massaging your head, and the actual afterwards, right? So we want those long-lasting results along with the immediate results. That's really what the key is here. So with our scalp renew tips, and this scalp, guys, scalp is here to stay. So if you're not doing it, you're missing the bus. So they have prongs along with a swirl design, like I said, that help to lift off dead skin cells, stimulate blood flow and oxygen to the treated area. Now, the Scalp Renew, it's the latest addition to our DermaJEM family of hydro treatments. It's meant to deeply cleanse and exfoliate the scalp and then infuse it with hydrating ingredients, which you do using our oxygen gun, which is exactly what's on the Element Pro. It's going to create the perfect environment for healthy hair growth. It's going to remove anything that's clogging or inhibiting or causing your hair to have to work harder to get through and grow. So it's going to really make a change. Now, I mean, need I say more?
That right there.
Immediately before and after.
Do you guys have a camera that you're using specifically for these? Okay.
Yeah, we have a scope. So it's a scalp scope that it's kind of like it's like a 20 times or 50 times magnification, like little scope, and you use it. You kind of got to get through the hair and you go into the scalp and it'll show you these kinds of images. And I want you guys to know that the main thing about this is freshly shampooed hair. And I felt I did this treatment. I felt her hair. It's not something you feel with your fingers, right? But this is what it looked like under the scope. So all of this, dead skin cells, cellular debris, build up. So you see how it's like bunching at the base of the follicles here? You see that? There's dryness here too. So all of that is causing it to be much more difficult for the hair to push through the scalp, right? Which leads to less hair density. Hair is a type of material that our body sees as unnecessary. So as soon as your nutrients go down, or it's too hard for your hair to grow, or what, it just stops. It's like, fine, you don't want it to grow. I'm just not going to send nutrients there, then fine. Or if you're missing nutrients in other parts of your body, or like you go through weight loss or children or hormonal, all those things can cause hair loss. And it's because our hair is not a necessary, our body doesn't see it as a necessary function. So if it needs to remove something so that it can give to something else, the first thing that's going to go is your hair. So that's why the Scalp Renew is so important, because by bringing blood and oxygen to the hair and to the scalp and stimulating it, you're saying, hello, wake up, I need this. Okay. And everyone can benefit from a Scalp Renew. It doesn't matter. It's not something that is exclusive or different. Okay.
So Liz,
so just quickly,
before you move on, will you address reusing the tips one more time. Patricia had a
Oh
question.
yeah, of course. So I did see that in the comments. Thank you, Jenny. So our tips, our facial tips, we recommend doing them, using them for about 100 to 150 treatments and then replacing them. That's usually about 3 to 6 months. And then our scalp tips, we do recommend replacing them quicker. So about 30 treatments, and we recommend getting a new set. But you do disinfect them. We teach you how to do that in our training and in our DermaJEM University, and they're ready to use in about 3 minutes. So you can go back to back pretty quickly. Scalp renew treatments should start somewhere around $200. Cost per treatment in consumables is $8. Tips are reusable for up to 30 treatments. And we recommend a treatment every 1 to 3 weeks, depending on the client and their scalp sensitivity. All right, so let's talk about what we came to talk about, the Element Pro skincare system. Effective modality combinations and treatments to fill your spa menu. You will be surprised how many treatments you can offer with one device. So the Element Pro is the newest addition to our Hydro family. It's got 4 modalities, like we talked about, that is within the scope of practice of every esthetician across all 50 states. You have our DermaJEM Abrasion, you have oxygen infusion, cold therapy, and microcurrent. We can offer luxurious hydro treatments along with lifting microcurrent treatments, and you could do them all in one sitting if you really wanted to. You have microcurrent, oxygen, and cold therapy, which serve as great additions to the existing facial treatments you have, or you can make slight adjustments. And of course, within all 50 states. So really quick, these are just our specifications for the device. I didn't want to pop this on here in case anybody had those questions. Now, let's talk about the modalities that we have inside the Element Pro. So we have oxygen infusion. This is not the oxygen infusion gun. I just didn't have a proper picture of the oxygen infusion gun for the Element Pro. That was cute, like this. So the Element Pro gun is actually, it has a jar on it, like you can see in this previous picture. It has a jar and the trigger is at the bottom, so it's a lot easier to measure out your solutions. It is our OxyFuse gun. So it's going to help using pressurized oxygen in serums and micronized serums. It's going to give you multiple benefits at once. Radiance, hydration, deeper penetration of those active ingredients. Also at the same time, soothing, calming, helps to reduce redness and any inflammation. A great thing to do right before microcurrent, because the more hydrated the skin is, the better the microcurrent will be able to penetrate and be able to function in the skin. Hydrated skin and water is the best conductor in our skin. So hydrated skin is essential for proper microcurrent. It's going to also help to plump the skin, reducing the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. So the oxygen is great to use post-hydro. It's ideal to help refresh and calm the skin. If there's any redness or inflammation present, the oxygen infusion will help to calm the skin. It physically brings down the temperature of the skin. And using pressurized oxygen and micronized serums, it's going to help penetrate it deeper into the skin, giving your clients more benefits. It also just feels really good, guys. Your clients love the way it feels. It feels very cooling. Typically, when we stimulate so much circulation on the skin with hydro and with our tips being a little bit deeper, it really causes the skin to feel hot. So doing that oxygen afterwards and that cooling, benefit of it is really beneficial and feels really delicious for your client. And speaking of cooling, let's talk about cold therapy. Cold therapy is simply cold temperatures, okay? Our cold therapy one gets about to 10 to 14 degrees Celsius. So really nice and cool, but not so much that you could burn somebody or hurt somebody with it. So what happens is when the skin is exposed to cold, it causes vasoconstriction, which reduces the amount of blood and fluids going to the area. As the skin returns to its normal temperature, because we don't think about this part, yes, we reduce redness and inflammation because fluids pull back from the surface of the skin. But when the skin returns to its normal temperature and your blood vessels, those blood vessels dilate again, that brings a surge of fresh blood and nutrients to the skin. By decreasing puffiness and inflammation, it creates a vacuum-like effect as those fluids pull back from the surface of the skin, which helps those actives that we put on the skin penetrate even deeper. So cold therapy is really something that has a lot of benefits aside from just bring down redness, okay? It's going to be beautiful over a gel or a cream mask, and it's going to be a great addition to any treatment, not just with hydro, guys. You could use this after lots of extractions. You could use it after, you know, you have a client maybe that's just very, very sensitive and needs that cooling and calming. Maybe you have a gentleman that always runs hot, like my husband. So he loves cold therapy just because of the way it feels. So it's a lot. Any clients that you have that are maybe going through menopausal changes, it's going to be something that's a nice addition to their treatment, give them lots of benefits, but also feels really good. So when we do it with hydro, it really, again, soothing and calming. It helps to start that kind of relaxation portion of the facial, because balancing both the wellness aspect and the skin health aspect of treatments is really where we shine, and really where our clients, we get those return clients, right? So it's great for a client with sensitive skin that's receiving this treatment, as they're more prone to that redness. All the stimulation can also create a sensation of heat on the skin, like I said. So the cool touch of cold therapy is going to really help to further balance the skin and prepare it for the next steps. And cold therapy can also be used as a treatment finisher over a moisturizer if there's any redness present. It's a beautiful way to finish your treatments and just to give your clients that final last touch. It does cause the skin to look a little bit firmer. So it's a really nice way to finish a treatment as well. Microcurrent, my love. I love microcurrent, y'all. Low voltage currents that mimic the body's natural ionic flow. So our body uses a low voltage electrical current to tell my arm to go up, to tell me to talk, to tell me to move my head left or right. Our bodies use current to that. So it's microcurrent is very similar to that current. So that, and what it's meant to do is obviously stimulate and tighten the muscles and connective tissues of the face. So we are not working on the skin. We're actually working on the muscles. So when I talk about, I always talk about microcurrent and I say the face house, right? So our face house, we have the skin, which is like the walls, you know, our epidermis is the roof, right? Our dermis is like the walls, right? And the structure of the house itself. But the muscles underneath is the foundation, right? So if our foundation is high and tight, everything that sits on top is high and tight. So that's how microcurrent helps to improve those facial contours. It's going to help by bringing the base up so that everything else is up, okay? It's going to help to reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. It's going to kill bacteria, encourage healing. It's going to aid in lymphatic drainage. It's going to help product penetrate through the cell membrane, which is basically, it has a name, I just can't think of it right now. It's going to deliver actives deep into the skin, and of course, increases ATP concentration by 40%. So your cells will not only function better, they are going to act younger. Who doesn't want that on a cellular level, right? I mean, I take supplements for that, just, you know. So microcurrent and hydro. Hydro is going to be a great prep treatment for a series of microcurrent treatments. It's going to help to remove cellular debris before starting microcurrent. It's going to, by removing that cellular debris, the permeability or the penetration of that current is going to increase, therefore leading to better results. It can also be a great complement to a red carpet style facial. So that treatment that you may have that you prepare for your clients that are going to an event, you know, microcurrent, the great thing about it is that it is an immediate lift, right? You see those quick, immediate results. It is a Cinderella effect, right? So think about microcurrent like exercise, right? We work out, all of a sudden we have this pump, but if we want our muscles to stay cut and looking, you know, tight, we need to work out on a regular basis. So the same goes for microcurrent. If your client's just getting that one treatment and that's it, expect the results to last 24 to 48 hours. If they want long lasting results, then they need to come and get an exercise for about 10 to 15 sessions, okay? And you want them to come in regularly. After that, you can either do another series or you can go into maintenance. Once you go into maintenance, you're going to see them for their regular facial treatments and you're going to do your microcurrent protocol on them once a month, and they will maintain those results, okay? So let's talk cost analysis for the Element Pro. One of the things that I have been a bit more intense about this year, and I'm more, I guess, intentional about this year, is talking about money. as women, sometimes we do not want to talk about money because it is uncouth, it is not nice, or whatever, right? But we need to know dollars and cents, y'all. None of us, again, we don't necessarily come into this industry to want to become rich or be a billionaire, but we do come into this industry because we need to feed our families or we need to take care of ourselves, right? And there is no shame in you knowing the return on your investment, the cost of things, what you should be pricing things, and the financing options that are available. So money is important and money matters. I'm just checking on this really quick, the chat, because we have a couple of different things. We had a question from Christina Kennett. So scalp treatment, legal for us in all 50 states. Christina, from my understanding, yes, because what we're doing with our treatment is we are treating the scalp. We are not washing hair, manipulating the hair, doing anything to the hair. So the scalp is skin. So from my understanding, yes, it is legal in all 50 states. However, that is of right now. Tomorrow, that could change. So definitely, if you have questions about that, contact your state board. It is specifically scalp. We are not touching, again, the hair. All we do is part the hair, work on the scalp. We do not manipulate the hair. We're not washing the hair. The client is arriving with clean hair to your treatment room. Okay. So that's what I know. Angel, I love you, Angel. Good to see you. Janet said, wow, amazing. Thank you, Janet. I'm glad you found it amazing. I hope to keep impressing you guys. All right, so let's talk cost analysis. So the Element Pro, on average, so I'm breaking this down for you with costs. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want you guys to know your numbers. Knowing your numbers is empowering. And I want all of you to be empowered. You should be doing this with every single service that you offer. If you're not, you are probably wasting time somewhere. It can also be a great way, this type of return on investment cost analysis type of thing is a great way for you to determine what on your menu can stay and what on your menu needs to go. Okay. You guys need to know how much on average you are putting in your pocket per hour of work. And the only way you can know that is knowing what your profit is for every single service that you offer. And ideally, you want to be somewhere between about $50, $40 to $50 per hour. Okay. So on average, hydrodermabrasion treatments are charged somewhere between $150 to $250 per treatment. This is a range. It varies hugely state by state. On the West Coast, my friends in California, they can charge around that 250 mark. In smaller, more rural cities and towns, it can be a lower cost. It can be even lower than $150. But on average, this is where we sit. I have clients in California that charge $350, $450 for this type of treatment. So again, it's going to be a range. Typically, if you're doing a hydro add-on to your facials, you're looking at somewhere around $95. Again, it's an average. It can be as low as $50, $60. It can be as high as $150, $200. So oxygen infusion also averages about a $50 add-on. And about $120 per treatment of microcurrent. Like I said earlier, it should be sold in packages of 6 to 10 sessions. With those immediate visible results, your clients are going to stay engaged and it's not a hard treatment to sell. I recommend, if you know that a client would benefit from it, do half their face, let them see a mirror. They'll look like this. And the immediate, I guarantee you, and you owe me $1 if this happens. Your clients, when they pick up that mirror, they're going to be like, oh my God, do the other side. That's the first thing they're going to tell you. And second, then they're going to say, okay, how much is this? So that's what you want to do. And that's how I recommend selling it, especially to those established clients that you know always come to you. Why not give them a little extra treat and also push a new service? Okay. So packages are going to start somewhere around $650 and up, depending on, again, your area. You're always going to sell packages of this, ideally. And you can have, you know, a little bit of a savings for those clients that are going to pay you for those 6 sessions in advance. So the Element Pro is a game changer because it's going to help you have multiple service options, including package deals with one device, with modalities that create immediate change in the skin. Remember back to what we were talking about, instant gratification society, guys. We live in an instant gratification society. 3 seconds. So we need to have services that our clients see a difference immediately. Estheticians that we talk to that have our devices report doing on average about 2 to 3 treatments per day after adding the device. So this means an additional $750 per day in revenue. Let's say you're an esthetician that works 5 days a week. So $750 per day, 5 days a week, is an extra $3,750 per week. Yes, $3,750 per week. $3,750 per week for 4 weeks in a month is $15,000. I'm staying quiet here because this is where we add so much value to your practice. This is where DermaJEM, HydroGem, the Element Pro, or any of our Hydro devices add value to your practice. We're talking about $15,000 more per month. What could you do with $15,000 more a month? Let's say it's not $15,000. Let's say it's $10,000. What would you do with it? How would that change your business? How would that change the things that you're able to do for you, for your family, for your life? That's what technology does. And that's why I do what I do. Because $15,000 a month more for a business owner with a $5,000 investment one time is life-changing. Like literally life-changing. Like new house, new car, new business. Maybe we add staff now. Like maybe we add another location now. So really allowing you to it's going to allow you to get a return on investment and begin to make a profit within your first month of owning the device. So really, truly, we are here to help you grow. So let's go back. Now that I've told you about how much you can make, let's talk about how much it costs, or how much the investment is, I should say. So our device right now, in its launch price, is $55.99. We do offer in-house financing. Everyone is approved. It is available to everyone, okay? We require a 50% down payment, which equals $2,799.50. And then we give you 7 months of equal payments to make your purchase. Now, the best part is with the down payment, you get the device and you can start making money off of it. And in 7 months, you will have paid $399.93 every month, which is equivalent to 2 services max. And your device is paid. So that means you're going to get your money back that much faster. It's no interest. The device ships after down payment and contract are signed. And there's options for lower cost financing available with a credit check, and there is interest attached. So we can talk about that if that's what you're interested in. So I do want to go over some before and afters before we finish up here. So we do have our intimate brightening with Prana Spa-Ceuticals. We do a lot of work with them. Their intimate brightening system is incredible. And we literally have supercharged it with the use of our HydroGen device. You can use it on more than just the face. We had a client just post a video of her booty facial. I mean, guys, butts. I like big butts and I cannot lie.
I loved that video. Isn't
it amazing?
It just
we didn't even do that. That was my client. It was a client of ours.
It's amazing. Think about that. Like,
and such a perfect service right now.
Amazing. It's summer. Everyone has their booty.
Thank you. Exactly. Then before and afters of our Platinum Miami facial with HydroGem abrasion. So here on the left is going to be one session. This was before. This is after. You can see significant brightness. I've actually done 3 sessions on this client, and this darkness around her mouth has been completely reduced. I just haven't finished up with her final before and afters. And then look at these before and afters. This was done by Carla. And this is before and afters, 3 sessions, platinum Miami facial. Like, again, life-changing. This is before and after extractions with our hydrogem abrasion. So we have before and after, before and after. Yes, I know it's a lot of sebaceous filaments and comedones, but you don't have to do it with your hands, and your clients don't have to suffer. Okay.
And it's much more comfortable for your client.
It is.
For that.
It is. And then I wanted to show you this. This is by Priscilla. Priscilla is actually one of the estheticians that joined me in Las Vegas. She was the one doing demos on the Element Pro. And this was a before and after she did on the show floor.
That was on the trade show floor?
Yes.
I mean, not that anything's being done differently, but it kind of is a different vibe on the trade show.
Yeah, like, and also you're doing things a little quicker.
Yeah.
30 minutes, you know, you're going.
So imagine that in conjunction with like a full complete facial, oh my God, that could be an upgrade right there, standalone.
Exactly. So, I mean, Priscilla's amazing and she has amazing hands and she's super knowledgeable. And I like on purpose brought her with me. But this was amazing. Amazing. And if you guys don't know, follow her on Instagram. She's super fun. Epilation by Priscilla. And then I do, you know, everyone knows I love a waist jar. These are just some examples. I mean, you can show your clients this immediately after service. And by showing them this, you literally can show them everything you took out of their skin.
Yeah.
And that is also something that helps you monetize your services. This is postable content. This is stuff you can put on Instagram. This is stuff you can put on social media. You know, a lot of times, a lot of our pros are struggling with that. You know, everybody forgets. And you have content, you have the ability to create content, and it's faceless content. You don't have to put who the client was. Your client doesn't have to give you an agreement or sign an agreement for you to post that. So, and then just quickly, I know we're running out of time, Jenny, but I do want to make sure I go over just some of the custom treatment packages that you can create with the Element Pro. That way you can address multiple issues and you can create a more specialized and custom approach and tailored approach for each client. So including hydro in your custom packages, it's a great addition. It's going to be a great pre-treatment before starting a series of corrective services, also great in between so that you can make sure the skin is hydrated and intact and has everything that it needs. And it's a great finishing tool for you to do about, you know, depending on the treatments that you're doing, sometimes you need a few weeks for the stimulation to happen. And it's a great excuse to get that client back in for a final treatment and to take those great after pictures. So it's a wonderful way to add to your treatment packages. This is just some custom packages with the Element Pro. So let's say we're doing 8 microcurrent treatments. You do week 1, your hydro and oxygen deep cleansing treatment. Week 2, you can do your microcurrent treatment. These will only be about 30 minutes because you're going to get them, cleanse them, light exfoliation, do your microcurrent. Bye-bye, see you later, have a nice day. And then about week 6, you're going to go back in, do that hydro and oxygen deep cleansing treatment, make sure everything is, you know, exfoliated, ready, hydrated, charged, and we're going to finish off our microcurrent series. The client is going to come in 2 weeks after their last microcurrent treatment for a hydro and oxygen, and of course to take a last set of after photos. Suggested total price for the package, somewhere around $1,000 to $1,500. The cost, and this is total, this is for every single treatment, is going to be around $150. Let's say you have a really fancy product set. Let's say it's $250, right? You still have a really big margin, okay? You're still profiting somewhere in the realm of $850 to $350, okay? That's pretty significant, guys. Again, we're in the business of making money. I mean, we can change lives. We can be acne experts. We can do all the things, but we still need to make money. Okay, so it's okay not to feel bad about that. Let's talk about platinum Miami facials. You know, 2 weeks before you're going to start your series, you're going to do a deep cleansing hydro treatment to really prep the skin for treatment. And of course, begin that client on that home care before you start your series. So that way the skin is ideally prepped before you start. Then you're going to do your 3 platinum Miami facials, 4 to 6 weeks apart, depending on the client's sensitivity and what their skin needs. 4 to 6 weeks after the last platinum Miami facial, do a hydro treatment and take full images post platinum Miami facial series. 3 platinum Miami facials are life-changing, guys. If you don't know, Ask
Now
me,
you
I'll
know.
tell you about it. Now you do. So generally we suggest somewhere in the realm of $500 a treatment. $400 to $600 is our range. So $1,500 to $2,000 is what we would suggest for this type of package, especially adding the hydrodermabrasion. And your total cost in product and supplies, again, this is for the entire package, is somewhere in the realm of $200. It may go up from there. Let's say you are, again, super fancy about everything that you do. Let's say it's $300. You still have a significant margin. Profit margin is huge, okay? So $1,300 to $1,800 in profit for 3 treatments, or let's say 5 treatments. That's pretty significant, okay? Pigmentation. So let's say you're treating hyperpigmentation in a total of 7 treatments. So you begin with a deep cleansing hydro. 2 weeks after that, do a peel specifically for pigmentation. Whatever it is that you want to do. I don't know. You choose, okay? You can finish with cold therapy to calm the skin. 2 weeks after the peel, do a DermaJEM to hydrate the skin. So we're going to use our silicone tip. We're going to use maybe our lactic solution so that we're bringing hydration to the surface of the skin. We're going to do an oxygen infusion and some cold therapy to really refresh that skin and rehydrate that skin. And continue the same pattern every 2 weeks. We're going to swap. Because the other thing that we're doing with that exfoliation is all that pigmentation that's coming to the surface, we're helping to slough it off with the physical part of the exfoliation. You can lengthen the time between treatments to 3 to 4 weeks if too much sensitivity is experienced. Use a silicone tip if you need to reduce friction on the skin due to sensitivity. And of course, always finish with a hydro treatment to rehydrate the skin and prepare it for those after pictures. So total suggested price, around $1,000 to $1,200. And package total cost, again, depending on the peel that you're using, anywhere $190 to $250. Your profit margin is $810 to $950. Let's say we're treating scarring and texture. Let's say you're doing a radio frequency microneedling, or you're doing microchanneling, or whatever else you want to do for peels, for acne scarring. We could throw a lot of things in here. So you're going to do your hydro and oxygen. You're going to finish with you're going to do 2 weeks after an RF microneedling. 4 weeks after RF microneedling, go in with that medium depth peel. Finish with cold therapy so you can really, really soothe and calm the skin. 2 weeks after the peel, RF microneedling. 4 weeks after RF. So you're going to go back and forth in that same rhythm, right? So 6 weeks after your last RF microneedling treatment, finish package with a hydro treatment and take those after pictures, because RF microneedling takes about 6 to 8 weeks to stimulate that collagen production. And your client will continue to get better because the results are cumulative. So your total suggested price here is somewhere around $2,000 to $2,500. Your total cost and supplies, and here we're talking about cartridges, maybe some growth factor serums or something like that. And your total cost and supplies is about $390. So your profit margins, again, very big here. Okay. I did add serums in here. I'm not going to go through them because I think we're running out of time, Jenny, and I want to make sure if there are any questions, I'm just going to quickly run through these. We have 6 different formulations, 4 exfoliating options, 2 infusion options. So our exfoliating serums, we have the Hibiscus Fix, the Pore Sweep, the Equilibrium, and the Delicate Mandelic. They're all for specific skin types and have different varieties of ingredients. We have infusion serums, which are for the oxygen infusion. We have 2. I'm working on a couple more formulations now. So we have Luminous Serenity and Youth Remedy. Those 2 are going to be really great to rehydrate, and depending on the skin type that you're working on. And we do have more formulations coming soon. So the Element Pro, to kind of just give you a final, it's the most popular treatment on the market and so much more. So you have your hydro treatment, but so much more. Multiple options for skin rejuvenation, exfoliation, hydration, and calming the skin. It's going to give you variety and the ability to customize treatments, which I really think is the direction that our industry is headed. We have upgrade options available. So if you have a hydro device, please call us. We do have both options for our existing clients, and also let's say you bought something somewhere else that you're not very happy with. We would love to help you with that too. Okay. So call us for more details. You have the email here, screenshot this if you need it. info@dermajem.com. Our phone number's there, and our website as well. So that's it, Jenny.
Oh,
I did it.
Is like so inspired to get started. I mean, It's not only, I mean, I know hydroderm, that's like the biggest buzz, but then if you think, if you just did microcurrent treatment, if you just like when you on your standard facial, you just infused some oxygen, did the oxygen infusion. I mean, there's so many ways to play with that device.
Yes.
It's remarkable. So I just
And
see signs.
I'll be honest with you, Jenny. I know that like some people might be put off by the fact that I talk so much about money. But I really think that it is such an important conversation for us to have. It is such an important topic that we need to be talking about. We're business owners.
And if you don't know what's going on in the books of your business, how are you growing and how are you measuring and how are you seeing your advancements? So I 100%, and I think that that's another thing to take away from this. If you're new to DermaJEM, that's a big perk of working with you. I mean, you guys, you think big picture, you think full picture. So it's not just here's your device, good luck, call you in,
Bye.
you know, call me if you need to. It's like, here, let me coach you through all of these things. I mean, you guys just walked away from this webinar with all of these insights. So imagine working one-on-one with Liz and the team at DermaJEM. It's amazing.
We have lots of great people on our team. And, you know, I really got to thinking a lot about this because I do have, you know, this kind of thought process about talking about money and owning a business and debt in business and all this stuff is like things that we don't get taught in school, even regular school. Let's forget about our like other, you know, aesthetic school. Like we could go for hours about what we don't get taught in aesthetic school. But you know, when we think about how much money we're making per hour, when we work for ourselves, a lot of times we're not doing that calculation. You know, and I see this a lot with solo estheticians. You know, we're not thinking about, okay, when I add up my day and I add up the amount of hours that I was working, how much am I making per hour? How much am I making per minute if I'm doing 15-minute services? You have got to know those numbers. So you know when it's time to increase your prices. So you understand, you know, when you're ready to purchase a device. Let's say you start with our device and then, what was that?
How long it's going to take you to pay it off.
Right. You need to know that. And don't be sad when it's not what you think it is. Information is power, and it's going to allow you to change your situation. But if you don't know where your situation is, then you don't know where you can go, right? And businesses are not successful by accident. Nobody that you see is successful by accident. It takes micro changes every single day. The changing little things every day. And then all of a sudden, 3 years later, you're a success story.
And you guys, I just want to say to God, Liz, we could like talk forever. And there are questions in the chat, which I promise we're not ignoring you. But this, so when people say work on your business, not just in
your business.
I am the guiltiest one because
yes, girl, I know.
We get so passionate and I'm like, let me fine tune this detail and this detail, and like what it's looking like as it's being presented.
Yes.
That's great. You've got to do that, but you also have to schedule the time to work big picture. And that's something I was guilty of for the longest time. And
I think we're all guilty of it until we see how much, like there's a thing that when you like, I've you know, read a lot of books, and you know, being a business owner is something I've had to learn how to do. This is not something I am good at, and I do not do this on my own. I have a lot of people. My team is amazing, and I couldn't do this without them. But one of the things that I'm focused on for the rest of this year and next year is the income producing activities I do, right? What are the things that only I can do to push my business forward, right? And what are the things that I can delegate to people that are probably better than me at them, by the way, and allow them to give me back my time.
Exactly.
Really wealthy people understand how valuable how much, like the one commodity you have is your time. So it's really something you guys should really be thinking about. Start learning your numbers, start learning your data. This will also tell you when it's time to maybe hire somebody, when you have the luxury of opening a second location, when maybe you can move. Thank you.
All of that.
What is not making dollars and cents?
Exactly. What's costing you way too
Or
much?
what is? What do we need to focus on? What do I want to attract more of? You know, maybe it's lash lifts. Maybe it's eyebrow waxes. Maybe it's hydros. Maybe it's, I don't know, foot treatments. Who knows?
And then
whatever it is,
hone in on that. So you find the one that you're, you know, if it's a lash lift, just for example, and you're like, oh my God, I absolutely love this. My clients love it. Find ways.
I'm really good at it.
I'm really good at it.
I can do it in 20 minutes and I'm making
find ways to get
$50 in 20 minutes. If you're making $50 in 20 minutes, that means if you book 3 of those an hour, you're going to make $150 an hour.
Exactly.
Think about that. So you do have to calculate this. You want to empower yourself with these numbers. So then you can make smart decisions on your business.
And grow.
You know, it really is something we have to stop being, because we grew up like, oh, you don't talk about money. No, talk about money. Let's talk about money. That's the only way we're going to empower ourselves to be bigger, be stronger, get better. I can tell you all of the women that I look up to that are, whether they're in this industry or not, they're not afraid to talk about money.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about it. All right, let's answer some questions, Jenny, because these people are going to get antsy. I think we're ignoring them and we're not, I promise.
Absolutely not, friends. Patricia, we got with her with the tip-in replacements, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then what is the max power on the microcurrent?
It's a 1200 microamps.
Perfect. Anita said, thank you. This class is very informative because I'm new.
Oh, thank you, Anita.
Love that. We
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
All of you that are here know that this summer school session, I mean, it is 13 classes. It's 7 downloadable guides. It is education covering the entire industry. So it's everything you need. So you guys will be getting replays to this. This, for example, right here will be in your inbox on the replay from Zoom in 24 hours. And then it will also go on the LNA mobile app that you guys can watch and rewatch and listen to Liz.
I love it.
Money over.
Money. You say it like it's a bad word.
It's no, profit is not profanity. That's Barry's
profit is not profanity, honey.
Elizabeth, what the last question that came through was how much is this machine? So what is the price?
Right now, and I will tell you guys, okay, the thing with this device is I literally cannot keep it on my shelves. Like I have placed larger orders every time and I can't keep it on the shelf. So to me, as a business owner, I will tell you what that indicates. And this is something for you guys to think about, that I need to raise the price. So right now it is $5,599 retail. That price will be increased in the next few weeks. So if you're interested, we actually currently still have it on the launch price, which is lower than the $55.99. You can look at our website to check that out. It's about $600 off. So you get it for like $499. It's a really good deal. Yeah. We have financing available, like I talked about. You know, if you don't have the cash, get yourself a 0 interest credit card and buy it and pay it off. And pay it off. You can pay it off really fast. And then it does have a wait list right now. I can tell you it's about 20 people deep because I can't keep it on the shelf. So we have a lot of people interested in this device. It is a game changer. It is like so much in a small package, and it is $55.99 currently. It will go up to about $6,000 in the next few weeks. So please make sure that you get it now. I don't want anybody to be upset with me later. Okay. I warned you.
Hopefully you can honor that price for summer school attendees because they will be getting this replay for the next 4 weeks. For the month of August, but you guys, it'll all be individual. Just reach out to Liz.
Yeah, definitely.
Chat there. Heidi asked if you will DermaJEM be at the Long Beach show?
No, we will not. Shows are, we could have another thing about about shows. They're a big expense, and there are some shows that we that are worth it for us to do, and there are some shows that are not, and Long Beach for us is not one of them. I do want to start doing some more regional events instead of shows in certain areas where it's more small. We have more one-on-one time with the clients that want to be there, and we'll do some more significant education at those events, and obviously have our devices and that kind of thing as well. But I find that those events, when we've done them in the past, are a great way to connect with people on a more significant level. For this year, we will not be doing any more shows aside from I will be with my exclusive Canadian distributor in Montreal in looking at my calendar in September. So we'll be going to the ESI in Montreal in September.
Everyone's chiming in with shows that they want
me to come to. Listen, guys, I'm in Fort Lauderdale. Okay, you can come visit me. I have a whole showroom.
Yeah,
I have a whole showroom. I have a whole training room. Come visit me. Absolutely. You don't need to go to a show. Come to Florida.
Play with all the devices. You can play with every single device.
You can see everything here. Thank you guys. Come visit me, Gina. Come visit me, Gina.
Gina says, I'm coming. You guys, I know I'm telling you, you put the two of us, if Barry was here, he would have been like, you guys, it's done. No, it's the two of us today. We had so much fun. We chat industry talk. I love it. I'm so glad for everyone that joined us live today. It means so much to us that you took the time out of your day to join us live. If you're watching this on the replay, we love that you took part in summer school, and there are so many more sessions to come all throughout August. But if you are watching this on the app and you're one of 7,000 people that have downloaded the LNA mobile app, we are so thankful for you for being part of our community, and we will see you guys soon. Liz, thank you so much for being here today. And you guys know where to find Elizabeth when you have device questions.
Yes, www.dermajegem.com. You can email us at info@dermajem.com, or you can call us at 888-510-0272. Jenny, thank you. It was a pleasure spending the afternoon with you.
As well, Liz. Have a wonderful week, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Bye.